and welcome back to another episode of the Super Kaioken podcast. I'm your host, as always, Johnska12, and this is the official Dragon Ball podcast of my YouTube channel. Now, of course, let's get started into tonight's episode. Nonetheless, I'm recording this the 12th of May. Is that correct? Yes, it's the 12th of May of 2015, so yeah, it's been a significant long time since the last time I've recorded an episode of the Super Kaioken, and there's good reason for that. I know there's been humongous gaps in between episodes that I record of both my podcasts, and I understand that kind of get really annoying, because I have a specific schedule that I still have yet to make a video about. Like, I want to say 2 weeks ago, created a YouTube schedule where a lot of my subscribers would, or whoever the hell is listening at this point in time, would have, I guess, the basic knowledge of when or what time to expect my videos. And I have yet to make a video on that actual schedule, but it is going to be coming pretty soon. I don't know exactly at what point in time I do plan on doing. God damn. I don't know if you can hear, but there's birds outside of, my room just whistling. They're whistling. It's like Snow White stuff. I don't know why I'm, derailing my fucking train of thought here from just talking about birds. Let's get back into the topic. Nonetheless, we're here to talk about Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball anything. And of course, there's been some significant, awesome breaking news in the Dragon Ball universe. Number one, Resurrection F already had both its premieres in America and in Japan over the humongous gap in between my episodes. And of course, Resurrection F is a humongous success. It made, I want to say, triple the money that Battle of Gods did, so that's very good for everyone who's involved with the creation of that project. And of course, a lot of people have already stated that it's better than Battle of Gods, and obviously we're going to be getting our American release over here in the summer, which will more likely be some point next month or in July. I find it still ironic that if you go to Funimation's, not their YouTube channel, but their website, no, not really Funimation, DragonBallZ.com, if you will, they created the Resurrection F thing, kind of similar to how they did the Battle of Gods thing, but, they don't have anything on there. I find that kind of odd that it's like, the summer, it's not that far off. I mean, it's basically already here, and we have this widespread release of this movie in the summer, and we still have gotten no legitimate, answer on, what's going on. Is it going to be on this day? How many theaters is it going to be? What, blah, blah, blah. Who the fuck knows? I really have no clue. Funimation has yet to give a legitimate, video or topic, as far as I know, and as far as I've researched it, which, has been on and off again, I have seen nothing. I just find that surprising. Let me know what you personally think. When do you think, Resurrection F... God, those birds are still... God, I don't know what's with the birds outside this house. They keep whistling. This ain't a Disney flick. Oh, God. Anyways, moving off of that, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, I've yet to see it. I have yet to see any kind of real footage outside of the trailers that we've gotten, but I have seen one leaked video, which is, of course, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta versus Golden Frieza. I think that's the only leaked footage I've seen from the movie. And I stated before, I think in the comments of other DBZ videos I've done, that I have put out there in the ether that I refuse to see Resurrection F online for free. I refuse to do that. I did that for Battle of Gods, and I was very, very overly whelmed, and, I just felt horrible about the occasion, especially seeing as how, we got the American release, and then we got the Blu-ray release, not that far off. So, for me personally, I know there's a lot of fans out there who don't care, and they're just going to see both versions anyways. For me, I'm going to wait until the summer release. It's only a month from now, or 2 months, depending on Funimation's plan and theatrical run. But if time proves itself to be a awesome person, which, time is not an actual person, but if it was a person, then I think that it won't be that far along until we get to see the theatrical version of Resurrection F, specifically the American English dub, which I personally can't wait to see. And for me, I know other YouTubers who have already talked about it with me that they will end up seeing whatever they actually end up seeing, and they're still going to see the theatrical run anyways. For me personally, I'm going to wait until the theatrical release. The Resurrection F, unfortunately, there's been so much spoilers that have come out already, so it's kind of hard to block and choose what I may or may not want to see. But I've seen basically the trailers. I saw the leaked footage of Vegeta versus Frieza, which was pretty boss. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty freaking epic. Even in that shitty ass quality, it was pretty awesome. And I've also have read the basic summary of the plot of the movie. I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it specifically to see. I just wanted to see what was there for a second. And then after I started reading it, I just, like the asshole I am, I just had to read the entire thing. Sorry, I had to. So basically, I know the plot of the movie, I just don't know how it goes into play, how the footage, goes into play. So I guess that's the basic answer. That all the things I've seen for Resurrection F. Nonetheless, I still have not seen Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. Based off what people are saying, it's definitely epic, it's amazing, it's better than Battle of Gods, it made more money than Battle of Gods, and it's just a major success over in Japan and what have you, which is awesome. And we still have yet to get any real answer on whether or not what date we're going to get for the theatrical run, and how many theaters we're going to be getting to see this movie in, and all that kind of stuff. Although we have seen that we're definitely getting more countries outside of Japan will also be getting the chance to see the film with a dubbed or subbed version as well. I want to say after it's done over at Japan, which I think it is already, they're going to start airing it, of course, over here in the States, and then they're going to start going over to other places like Australia and what have you. So they're definitely a lot of, I think 75 countries, is that correct? 75 countries are going to be getting an aired version of Resurrection F. So a lot of freaking awesome places are going to be seeing the movie other than just Japan and the States, so everyone gets a chance to see Resurrection F. I fucking can't wait to see the film. I think it's going to be awesome. Personally, my only real gripe with what I've read about the movie and what I kind of expect not to end up seeing is that, I really feel that I don't know how to feel about Vegeta's role in the movie. I wanted him to be the hero, but based off what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing, I don't think Vegeta is going to be the hero, so that's kind of a gripe I have. And B, I find it kind of weird that with this new Super Saiyan transformation, that doesn't anybody find it weird that the Super Saiyan transformations we've gotten for these movies haven't really been technical enough to really be precisely OP yet? I find that odd that Goku, as strong as he continues to get, he's still not OP. I know a lot of people in the anime community like to consider him OP, but I still don't think so. I still think that he has a lot to go to become more overpowered. I just want to see that happen already. I mean, like, he's a blue Super Saiyan. Goku and Vegeta are blue Super Saiyans. Well, anyways, sorry about that. The phone rang again. It's like a consistent battle between me and the phone. I just find it odd that I still have a house phone. With technology as advanced as it is today, I fucking still have a house phone. I don't know why. Anyways, I gotta, take it to the backyard and, hit it over the head with a fucking hammer. Nonetheless, back to what I was saying. Goku and Vegeta are freaking blue Super Saiyans. But I find it odd that it's so difficult to become the characters that they should, the level and standard of power that they should have already. It just, I don't know. It's really, I was seeing the footage of Goku and Vegeta training with Whis that was attached to the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta versus Golden Frieza sequence. It was attached to it, so it was kind of like two sequences in one. I don't know how everything goes to play still. I know I've read everything and seen some stuff, but trust me, guys, I still don't know what the fuck's going on, so, bear with me. Nonetheless, based off their training sequences, they're becoming more, I guess you would say, more, their strength has improved, their stamina has improved, their speed has improved, they obviously have this new power, but I want to see some epicness. I want to see some OP, like Dr. Manhattan type stuff. I want to see him just evaporate things. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll get that in the future. Nonetheless, let's move off of that and get into some more epic awesomeness, which is the second biggest breaking news to hit the DBZ interwebs, if you will. Dragon Ball Z gets a sequel series. Yes, the first anime Dragon Ball anything since GT is finally here. It is titled Dragon Ball Super, and we still don't have a lot of information on it. I actually made a video on it not too long ago. Let's see, how long ago was it when I made my video topic on it? It was, let's see, it was April 29th, so it's been a pretty decent while since that news kind of broke, but we still don't have anything concrete on what the show is about. All we know is that, basically what I stated in that video, but if you've not seen it or have not read anything, Dragon Ball Super is the sequel series to Dragon Ball Z. It'll take place after the events of the Majin Buu arc, which is still, circumstantial as to exactly what point in the timeline it is. Like, is it before Battle of Gods? Is it after Battle of Gods? Is it before Resurrection F? Is it after Resurrection F? Is it after, the events of the last episode of DBZ? We still don't know what the hell, exactly what point in time this show takes place. All we know is it takes place after the events of the Majin Buu arc, and the show will feature a specific supervillain that is more powerful than Majin Buu and Frieza combined. So that's pretty interesting. And also the show will be run by, of course, Akira Toriyama. And obviously he will be creating character designs and writing basically the story of, the actual anime itself. And of course there's other rumors going around, like, there's been rumors circulating that the show is already planned or allegedly confirmed to have over 100 episodes already. Like, it's been already ordered for over 100 episodes. So that's also very rumorous. I mean, we don't know. I mean, like, this is Akira Toriyama. This is Toriyama, guys. I mean, like, the guy doesn't really like working that hard. He basically killed himself over the course of trying to finish Dragon Ball Z. And, he took a gigantic break in between finishing off Z and then working on Battle of Gods, and basically had zero involvement with GT. So we really don't know how this Dragon Ball Super series is going to, turn out. I have high hopes for it, though. I really do. I really have high hopes for it. I know a lot of other people do. Dragon Ball Super definitely has a lot of people anticipated for it, which makes sense because Dragon Ball Z as a series and as a franchise and as a brand, as I like to call it, because that's what DBZ basically is. It's a brand. It's like DC or Marvel. It's a fucking brand. It's just not as famous as it should be, but it could end up being there one day. Nonetheless, I have high hopes for it, but I feel very mixed about it because every time I hear something like this, I always feel like it's just Toei Animation's way of milking the franchise more. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like they captured Toriyama, they locked him up in a cage in like some kind of weird dungeon in the bowels of Japan, and they fucking, just feed him, mashed potatoes and pudding and fucking force him, rather, to fucking, vomit more DBZ content. That's kind of how every time I see something like this where, like, a new movie, a new spin-off manga series, a new series, blah, 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 it just feels like Toei Animation just milking, Toriyama's life out of reality, and I don't know, I like DBZ. It's the greatest thing in the world to me. I love it more than anything else. I like it. DBZ means more to me than DC, Marvel, and Star Wars combined. You know, and those are my favorite things in the world. But combined, they don't even touch how I personally feel and love DBZ. So this means a lot to me. Dragon Ball Super will be amazing. I have no freaking clue. We still don't know a lot about it. That's the sad thing about it, because it's supposed to come out once again in July, which is really odd, where it's like, that's another thing that really gets me very worried, because it's like, how much time and the birds, what's with those freaking, you know what's the problem? I'm gonna just segue here. You know what's the problem? The birds have, like, infiltrated my house. Like, I've witnessed this, like, a good couple months ago, where, like, birds have, like, broke through my filters and have entered my ceiling, my roof, and now they're nesting in there. So now I have birds in my freaking roof. It's interesting and annoying at the same time. I don't know what the hell to do with it. I like birds. I like them. But this chirping and this, you know, this whistling and this, oh, God, it's getting annoying. I just want to, like, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to offend anybody out there. We need to not offend the pedo people? No, it's the pedo people, you asshole. Nonetheless, getting back to the DBZ. Dragon Ball Super. Who the hell knows when it's really coming out? It comes out July of this year. Once again, how much time do they have to really flesh out the story? That's what I have to really ask, because at the end of the day, we don't know how extensive the show is. We don't know how connected the show is. We don't know what characters are going to be featured. We don't know what point in time it's going to be, you know, placed in. Is it going to be like another Kai? Is it going to be another GT? We have no freaking clue. We don't know anything. It's basically, you know, it's a coin toss as to where it's actually going to end up. But all I can really say is, when it comes to Dragon Ball Super, is basically what I stated in my video, that I don't want a half-assed rehash of GT. I don't think I need that, and I don't really think all of us need that. Like, Dragon Ball was awesome. It was amazing. It introduced us to an amazing world of adventure and mystery and power and, you know, martial arts, and it was an amazing story. And then we had Dragon Ball Z, which just blew the gates open when it came to anime in the States, and was the definition of action-packed awesomeness. And then we got GT, which was basically, I like to consider it Toei Animation's just giant what if. Like, I like to consider it a what if, you know, series. It's basically Toei Animation saying, you know, what if, you know, we continue doing DBZ? What if, you know, whatever happened to these characters after the end of Z? What happened? Whatever happened to Goku and Oob? You know, what if Goku became a kid again? You know, it was basically a what if fan-made, you know, series, but it was official. That's kind of like the gist of GT. And now we got the movies, which were amazing. Battle of Gods I loved. I mean, it wasn't, there were some things that are kind of wacky about it that Toriyama kind of fucked up on, which he continued to fuck up on Resurrection F, as, you know, based off the information I have. But I do have high hopes. I can't wait to see Dragon Ball Super. I have zero idea when it's going to come out in the States, because if the timeline serves correct, this show will be airing sometime at this at same point that Resurrection F will be airing in the States. So we'll see what happens. And on top of that, we still don't even have freaking the Boo saga of Kai. You know, we don't even have that yet. So Funimation has a lot on their plate to fucking get out more DBZ content. But knowing them, they're just as ready to milk the cow as anyone else. So it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, this is very interesting. You know what? I'm just gonna read off the information here. Dragon Ball Super is an upcoming anime television series produced by Toei Animation that will begin airing in July of 2015. It is the first Dragon Ball anime produced in 18 years and is set after the defeat of Majin Buu. When the Earth has become peaceful once again, it will be broadcasted on Sundays. Wow, that's kind of a weird way to end your statement. When the Earth has become peaceful once again. Anyways. It will be broadcasted on Sundays at 9 o'clock a.m. on Fuji TV, which again, if I'm not mistaken, is the same time slot as Kai, which of course is ending, so I guess it makes sense where it's like, seeing, Dragon Ball Z, it's hot again, it's the new best, it's the new thing, it's, it's awesome, yeah. Kai's ending, shit. We don't have any DBZ content, and no one gives a shit about GT. What do we do? Toriyama, milk the cow. Come on, make something. Okay, here's a new series. I guess that's a funny way to look at it. Well, it is what it is. Toriyama is also credited for the original story and character design concepts of the new anime. Oh God. I just don't know. I really want to see this. You know what? We're just going to have to wait till the pilot. We're just going to have to wait until that first episode comes out, and then we can judge it, because I'm just killing myself here I'm just tormenting my soul here just by talking about it. It's like Dragon Ball Super. It's a new series. It's the official sequel of DBZ. Fuck GT. It's fucking, backed by, we have the backup by Toriyama. Everything's good. But then you have all this other wacky shit where it's like Toriyama kind of fucked up a little bit in his chronological order of things. He kind of misused certain characters. He kind of forgot a lot of his own story. Toei Animation loves milking things. I mean, granted, the movies were pretty awesome, but, again, they did have Toriyama and a whole bunch of shit. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. Dragon Ball Super. I can't fucking wait to see it. I'm sorry for all the cursing. I know that offends a lot of you. But at the end of the day, I really can't wait to see it. And I really hope everyone else is overjoyed with the fact that we're getting more DBZ content. That's not just movies, but a new series. All I hope for is that I hope a manga series comes along with it. I doubt, because I think what will happen is that more than likely, they'll probably do the same thing that they did to Resurrection F, where they'll just where Toriyama will just have someone else do the manga. The manga adaptation of the movie. So I guess he'll just have someone else do the manga adaptation of the series. I don't know. It's really weird, where Toriyama, he really doesn't like doing things. He's kind of just a humble, kind of just in his own kind of world, his own kind of family. He's a very recluse, kind of fucking non-public kind of person, which is really odd because, he created fucking DBZ. That's like he should have been like the Stan Lee of anime, but it's I don't know. Dragon Ball Super. Let me know what you personally think in the comments below. Anyways, moving off of that, I have a list here. Where the hell is my list? Alright, top 5 DBZs, more DBZ top 5s. Before I get it started with this particular top 5 of DBZ content, I wanted to ask something. As you all know, John 12's top 5 list is a staple on my YouTube channel. It's always on Mondays. Every Monday, there's a top 5. And I stopped doing DBZ top 5s for a reason, because I wanted to do them for my podcast that I had envisioned. But the funny thing about that is that I don't know if anybody remembers, but if you go back and listen to the last couple of episodes I've done, I've completely but forgotten to do any of the top 5s that I plan to do. I keep forgetting to do it. And it's my fault, particularly because I have terrible memory, and I have tons of papers here of tons of things to do, and I can't really do them all at once. So I want to know, my subscribers and my listeners to know, you guys can make the decision for me. Would you rather me continue doing top 5s on my Dragon Ball podcast, or do you want me to make a grand return of doing DBZ top 5s every Monday on my John 12's top 5 lists? Let me know in the comments below what you personally think. But nonetheless, let's get right down into this. In honor of Blue Super Saiyans, we should call this Blue Super Saiyan Day. I have a list of my top 5 favorite and what I consider to be the best Super Saiyan transformations. Let's get started. Coming up number 5 has to go to Vegeta's Super Saiyan transformation. I think it was amazing, epic scenario, biblical proportions, and I think the great thing about it is that it's very completely 180 of how we expected him to become a Super Saiyan. And when you look at it back, when you go back and look at the anime version of how he does it, it's almost like what he tells everybody is the complete opposite of how it kind of happened. And I like that kind of scenario where it's like he did it. He became a Super Saiyan because he believed he was the best and he always wanted to be the best. In the actual visuals, he kind of gave up on wanting to be the best and he didn't care anymore. That's how he became a Super Saiyan. I always loved that kind of scenario. But now, moving off of that, going to number 4 has to go to Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan 3 for the first time. Of course, this is the first time we see him in the storyline, but it was just an epic, awesome proportion of awesomeness and epicness brought together. I mean, at this point in time, Super Saiyan 2 is the strongest form of Super Saiyan, and then bam, you just blow out the gates with Goku transforming with an epic long yell that lasts like 2 fucking episodes, and then he just, boom, Super Saiyan 3, epic awesomeness rolled up into one. Number 3 on my list has to go to Future Trunks becoming a Super Saiyan. Future Trunks is one of my favorite characters in the DBZ sagas / franchises, and when he was introduced into the manga / anime, it was just an epic scenario of awesomeness because he was a character that looked amazing, he was a character that kicked ass. We didn't really understand everything about him, but he just had great presence on screen, and you find out through the course of his interactions with Mech Frieza and his father King Cold that he's actually a Saiyan, and then he becomes a Super Saiyan, which is unheard of because at that point in time the only Super Saiyan we ever knew was obviously Goku, which is the main hero of the story. So awesome, kudos to Trunks. Moving off that, going to number 2 has to go to Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan 2. Now, of course, this was also a freaking awesome, epic, specific form of Dragon Ball Z content where Gohan was obviously faced with a very hard place where he was stuck in between, not having the strength to stop Cell from basically destroying the world and watching the Cell Juniors tormently and depressingly defeat his friends and family. And then just bam, you get that amazing talk and moment where he's discussing what's happening with, between himself and Android 16, and then freaking Cell comes in, squashes his head, which is just an amazing sequence, and then bam, he just blows up with full-on rage and becomes a Super Saiyan 2 and then just fucking kills his ass. Not immediately, of course, but spoilers. Anyways, coming up to number 1 has to go to Goku's original Super Saiyan transformation. Always has a soft spot in my heart. It was an amazing sequence. The Frieza saga is, personally, besides the Saiyan saga and the Cell saga, which I consider to be tied in between the Boo arc and obviously the Frieza arc as just an awesome badass arc. I just remember witnessing the Frieza arc multiple times, every single freaking day, every single week, because back in those days, Cartoon Network and Toonami reran shit a lot. They freaking reran the Frieza saga forever. So it was basically I jokingly say this a lot, but it's actually the longest 5 minutes ever created in fiction, because it literally is. It was more like 5 hours, but then when you look at it chronologically, when it was aired on, TV, it was more like 5 freaking months having to deal with the Frieza saga going on and on and on and on again. But nonetheless, it was an awesome scenario of awesomeness and epicness, and of course we got to see Goku obviously dealing with the fact that he was not capable and strong enough to save his best friend from being killed by Frieza, and of course just erupting in a full-on angerous rage and yell and becoming the legendary Super Saiyan. It still freaking gives me chills. That sequence where he becomes the Super Saiyan just is an amazing sequence. It just really, just talking about it just brings me back into that stage in my life when I saw it for the first time, where it's like, this is an amazing show. But nonetheless, this has been my top 5 Super Saiyan transformations. Of course, in the comments below, let me know what your personal favorite transformations are in the series. What do you like more? The Battle of Gods version, Resurrection F version, the Majin Buu arc, the Cell arc, the multiple extraordinarily multiple Super Saiyan transformations during the Cell arc, and of course, obviously the Super Saiyan transformations we got post-Cell and Frieza. Nonetheless, just let me know in the comments below. But of course, speaking of comments, let's get into my favorite portion of this podcast, which is me replying to your anime comments. Now, of course, it's been a pretty decently long time since I've done an episode of the podcast, so of course, I have a lot of comments, so let's just try to get through this motherfucker. Once again, sorry for the language. Nonetheless, let's move off of that. Going into the first comment of the day starts off with another Bardock comment. Time travel in DBZ doesn't work in the way that Bardock is the legendary Super Saiyan, because when someone travels back in time, it creates a different timeline. Hence, when Trunks travels back in time, his actions don't change anything in his timeline. Well, that's an interesting thought. Time travel is a very interesting case because we don't really know how we can really, change it or use it or utilize it. We don't really understand time travel, so it's kind of hard to really judge, what time travel can really mean in reality or even in fiction. But in the Dragon Ball Z series, when Trunks travels back in time, his actions that he had within the actual timeline that he was in, caused his timeline to drift from that present timeline, causing 2 separate timelines. So of course, that's one thing that I kind of agree with you here. But the weird thing about Bardock is that he never traveled back in time. It doesn't really make any sense that he did travel in time. The episode of Bardock is just a what if fucking how many times I have to say it's a what if fucking scenario. So it is what it is. Bardock traveling back and going back in time doesn't make any sense. And if he did, his actions within that specific timeline, I guess, wouldn't really have that much of effect, seeing as how, unlike Trunks, Bardock is not trying to change the future. He's just trying to get... You don't really know what he's trying to do. It's kind of just like one big what if. It doesn't really have that much of like a real presence, nor does it have like a legitimate plot. It's just basically, Bardock is a badass. That's kind of like what episode of Bardock is. Just, basically legitimizing the fact that Bardock is a badass. Anyways, moving off of that, more of who would win battles. This is my video on the Wonder Woman versus Android 18. I have no idea what this guy's trying to do. It's Android 18, arrow, Goku Super Saiyan, Frieza Saga, arrow, Frieza 100%, a whole bunch of arrows, Wonder Woman. I have no idea what you're trying to say, sir. Are you trying to, give me some... Are you trying to... I don't even know what to say. Are you trying to, give me some recommendations of a who would win battle that you would like me to do? Clarify that in the comments below. I really don't understand your comment. Do you want me to do an Android 18 versus Goku Super Saiyan during the Frieza arc? Do you want me to do a Frieza at 100% power versus Wonder Woman? Let me know. I'll comment below. Let me know what you personally think. Moving off of that, Thor versus Gohan, Superman versus Goku. Yes, I will do that one day. Not anytime soon, but one day it would happen. On my video, Hulk versus Broly, Hulk versus Doomsday. Very interesting. One day I'll try and accomplish that. I already have a shit ton of fucking recommendations. And speaking about who'd win battles, for those of you who have given me recommendations for other episodes, don't worry, I didn't forget them. I did not acknowledge them. I do plan to do them. My who would win battles wave 2 is coming. More than likely I'll end up recording more who would win battles once I record my schedule vlog. So once that comes out, that's when the the Who Would Win battles. Basically, when the summer hits, that's when the Who Would Win battles will return. Anyways, on Dragon Ball Super video, I'd be cool with GT again. It wasn't as good as Z or DV, but few are. It was still really good on its own. Also, Toriyama designed some characters for GT, not a whole lot else. Well, you're cool with GT, you're cool with Dragon Ball Super being another GT. I'm not. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. GT wasn't as good as Z or the original Dragon Ball, that is true. Toriyama basically, that's all he really did with GT. He just did all he did was design Super Saiyan 4 and basically designed some of the villains. That's kind of the general gist of what his contribution was to GT, which is why, once again, I kind of have false hope for Super, because you never know, maybe he'll just do another GT. We'll have to wait and see. Another comment on the same video. I am so happy about the news, and I can't wait for it to come out in America. Also, if it's as good as DBZ, or better than DBZ, I'll be fine with that. 2015 is by far the best year in history of the franchise. I would be surprised if Dragon Ball Super gets an English dub release this year. I am indeed looking forward to it, despite that some people want the franchise to die. Dragon Ball Super getting an English dub this year, I don't know if that's possible. I mean, it's slightly possible because, we never... this is the thing. It hasn't aired yet. It won't air until July this year. And that will more than likely be the same time that Resurrection F airs. So I don't know if it's going to air at the same time, like simultaneously. So... more than likely, if Funimation gets the right to dub Dragon Ball Super, which I'm sure it will, more than likely, if it does end up coming out this year, I see it more than likely coming out more or less in the fall or the winter. And if not in those specific time slots, then more than likely early next year. Because... once again, we don't know what Super, will end up becoming, and we don't know if it's going to be any good. And at the end of the day, we still have yet to get Resurrection F, and we still haven't even gotten, the Boo's Saga of Kai, so we still have to wait and see. Okay, moving off of that, let's see some more comments. Another Cowboy Bebop video. Comment, I just got Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray yesterday, and it is phenomenal. Yes it is. The Cowboy Bebop complete series on Blu-ray is awesome. I highly recommend it. It's a freaking awesome, phenomenal box set of awesomeness. And if you're a fan of anime and you don't own Cowboy Bebop or have never witnessed Cowboy Bebop, you can consider yourself an anime fan. God, this is why you have to stay in school, kids, because you don't want to have a terrible piece of grammar like me. Nonetheless, another comment on my top 5 DBZ female characters. Starting up at number 5, Launch. Number 4, 18. Number 3, Pan. Number 2, Videl. And number 1, Boma. Interesting. Very nice list, sir. Very nice list. Moving off of that, another Hulk versus Broly. Wait, WTF? First of all, nobody on DBZ can beat the Hulk. The Hulk cannot die. Broly can die. The Hulk can just beat the shit out of Broly, and that's it. The Hulk destroyed a planet with one punch, so WTF, you think he will do to Broly's face? There is no way in hell that Broly would even come close to beating the Hulk. Get the TF out of here. Well, sir. That's your opinion, and I don't really understand where you're coming from because, once again, the point of the video is to come up with your own scenario and thinking of how the person could win. You're basically just ranting, so all I can really say is this. Broly can defeat the Hulk. The Hulk can be defeated. Just because the Hulk is ultra powerful doesn't mean he's the strongest character of the Marvel Universe. And to make a stupid, fucking statement like, oh, that nobody in DBZ could ever beat the Hulk, that's just stupid. You know, like, I would even make the argument that even Krillin can freaking beat the Hulk. I would make that argument. I don't know if that argument would have any standing, but I would make it. So, that's all I'm really going to say. Toph versus Gaara, my video on that. Knuckles versus Bowser. We'll see what happens. My video on the DBZ, Vegeta's new transformation. I won't watch that upcoming online before the English dub release in American theaters, especially since I plan on seeing that movie in theaters while dressed as Goku on day one of the American release. But if by some reason I can't go see it in theaters because it's too far from where I live, then I'll watch at least some of the scenes online, which there's bound to be someone in theaters who will record it and upload it on YouTube. Well, personally, the English dub for Resurrection F, I can't wait to see. I freaking really just definitively can't wait to see this film. It's going to be awesome. As for dressing up as Goku for the release date, awesome. And that's also another thing. That's also kind of like another fear I kind of have, where it's like, how many theaters is it going to have? Like, is it going to be the same thing as Battle of Gods? I hope not. I hope it has a more wider release. Anyways, moving off of that, on my DBZ fan film projects video, I just don't like their casting decisions for K&K. I have to see Robot Dog's shit, though looks alright, for Neverworld gave it praises. Well, yeah, I guess for Neverworld did like... I don't know. I actually never saw for Neverworld's review of Robot Underdog's DBZ Light of Hope pilot, so I really don't know how he feels about it. I'm pretty sure he liked it. K&K, the only real good casting decision I think they made perfectly was the casting decision for Vegeta, and I want to say Nappa. Vegeta and Nappa, I think those were like the best casting decisions they made for their fan film, the Saiyan Saga trailer. For me, I never liked the actor who played Goku. I think he had a decent physique, he had a decent presence, but when I looked at him, I just didn't see Goku. He just felt like, I don't know, he just felt like a different kind of Goku, or a different kind of character portraying Goku. He just didn't feel like Goku to me. The other actors, the actor for Krillin, I guess, was decent. I mean, it is what it is. Gohan was pretty decent as well. Piccolo, I felt that they should have gone a little bit more CG with him, and the actor who played him, I felt that he was pretty decent as well. Although I feel that they should have gotten someone who's, I guess, looked physically a little older. Kind of like an Idris Elba kind of dude, and for the rest of them are kind of just decent. K&K, I think they did a pretty decent job with castings, but if there was a casting that they did perfectly, it has to be the casting for Vegeta. The guy who played Vegeta for the K&K's bullshit, oh my god, he was awesome. He was the best part of that trailer. Like, I legitimately feel that if they ever casted for a legit Hollywood live action DBZ movie, which I hope happens one freaking day, I would actually be okay if they got him to do it. I mean, like, granted, you never know, because, there's tons of great actors out there who can portray amazing characters. But based off what I saw, I think he was pretty good. Anyways, moving off of that, let's see, another comment, let's see, something else. Okay, well, let's see. Here's another comment from my Gaara versus Toph video. I'm fairly open-minded, and I like both the characters, but how the fight went and Toph winning was total bullshit. First of all, Gaara is a fucking shinobi from Naruto-verse. They can do a lot of shit with their magical chakra, which almost all of the characters from Avatar world cannot do. These ninjas can teleport from place to place with body flicker jutsu, make clones, substitute their bodies with any material in seconds with substitution jutsu, and lots of other magical impossible stuff. And aside from just the chakra, Naruto characters are almost inhuman. They have inhuman strength, speed, durability, etc. And what is Toph? She's a normal 12-year-old girl who can earthbend. That's it. Avatar characters are close to realistic people. Naruto characters are demigods. Many of them are ninjas, warriors trained for combat, and schooled in jutsu magics. They fight, kill, espionage, and perform assassinations, and fight in wars. This clash of two worlds, in which one follows closely to realism and the other breaking reality, is just wrong. Naruto verse over Avatar verse. Secondly, if you know Gaara, then you know what he is. Then you know that he is deadly. He is powerful shinobi who is very intelligent and experienced. He has been killing since he was a little kid. I have no idea how many, but my bet is over 100, probably more. He has an array of jutsus, abilities, and tactics. He is smart and is master tactician. So how the hell could Gaara lose to a kid whose battle motto is probably dive in head first? Well, once again, I agree with majority of what you said. I think you give the Naruto characters a little too much credit, but that's just me. But at the end of the day, I still feel that Gaara, I feel he would have beaten Toph. Toph is definitely strong, though. We can't deny that. But I definitely am more on the side of Gaara. And once again, Screw Attack. They don't like anime characters. They always fuck them over, and I said it once, and I'll say it again. Screw Attack should not be allowed to use anime characters in their videos. They never do them justice. Anyways, moving off of that, for my Battle of Gods commentary, I purchased that movie digitally since there was no physical copies at Walmart. Also, I think the reason why Goku was able to survive in space while fighting Beerus because Goku has a Super Saiyan God power. I love Battle of Gods, and it was amazing watching it in the theaters last year. Also, since Beerus mentioned about other universes, it opens doors for more stories for DBZ to continue. Goku's Vegeta's impressions was hilarious. Well, anyway, yeah, that was funny. Anyways, yeah, that's also another interesting thing that makes me believe that will this have anything to do with the new series, Dragon Ball Super? Like, are these other universes going to be utilized in this series? That's a good question that I really want to know. And also the space thing. That's also a good, interesting topic. Like, because he's a god now, does that mean he can survive in space? Because he was clearly in space. And based off prior knowledge, Saiyans need oxygen to survive. They're not like, the Saiyans are not like Kryptonians, they're not like Superman. Like, he needs oxygen to survive. But based off what we saw in Battle of Gods, he was clearly fighting in space. He was, fighting aside Beerus over, Earth's atmosphere, which was awesome. So, I don't know. We have to see what happens. Anyways, moving off of that, so for my Broly the Second Coming review, he might have been there, because Broly felt his power when he showed up to help them. Well, yeah, Goku could have been there. I still don't think so. That's just me. For my Goku's new transformation video, interesting new form, but they should have saved it for when people see the movie, and not spoil it for us fans. Blue is my favorite color. I can't wait to see this movie this summer. Yeah, me too. This movie is going to be kick-ass, and, my god, they showed so much footage. I'm not gonna lie, they showed so much spoiler-esque footage. Moving off that, another comment for another DBZ review, which is particularly for my Return of Cooler movie review. Check it out if you've not seen it. Cool review, and it was awesome when Goku and Vegeta started powering up while thousands of Metacoolers were charging at them. Yeah, that was pretty badass. That's actually the highlight of that movie, in my personal opinion. Like, that one sequence of them just... oh, god, awesome. Anyways, I have a few comments for Wrath of the Dragon review. I love Bardock, father of Goku. As I've said before, Bardock's my all-time favorite DBZ character. He's so badass, it's hard to believe he's got the same English dub voice character as fucking Krillin, of all people. Well, yeah, that's actually true. The actor Sonny Strait, I think that's how you say his name, pronounce his name rather, who voices Krillin on the show, also voiced the character of Bardock, the father of Goku. So yeah, The voice of Goku is the voice of Krillin. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Bardock is one of my faves. Another comment on the same video. I agree, Wrath the Dragon was awesome, although it is still clearly somewhat non-canon because it somewhat conflicted Kid Trunks with future Trunks when chronologically and through the canon, there are alternate timelines, incarnations with entirely different backstories and power sets, as Toriyama has confirmed to be the case in a interview. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Fusion Reborn movie review. Fusion Reborn, in my opinion, is one of the best DBZ movies to date. Yeah. It was pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. It was awesome. Bio Broly movie review. I like to point out that Bio Broly was not the true Broly, but rather an unstable biomutant clone. That's why he was so much weaker in this film, and he was a clone with his DNA strongly diluted and corrupted with pollution. I don't know if you know what, strangely enough, I don't know if I fully agree with that, because the thing about that is that when you clone someone, does that really mean that they're depowered? I don't know. In my personal opinion, I feel that Broly should have been the same power. Just because he was cloned doesn't mean anything. Like, it was this... Broly, the cloned version of Broly had the same DNA as the original Broly, which means that he should have the same power. The only reason I feel that he was somewhat depowered is because of how screwed over he got when getting in contact with those various fluids and whatever, becoming the monstrous swamp... Swamp Man version of freaking Broly, but yeah, overall, Bio Broly, definitely not my favorite movie, definitely the worst of the movies, DBZ movies. Anyways, to end this podcast, I'm going to end it with this last comment. I definitely have way more comments, but I don't have enough time to continue with them, so I'm going to end it with this last comment, and it's for my another Broly Second Coming movie review comment. You should mention the progressive dumbing down of Broly. Granted, he was never exactly a genius, but in Legendary Super Saiyan, he was much more methodically sadistic, if you will. For instance, the way he crushed Paragus' space pod required some premeditation and forethought on his part. He was also clearly smart enough to know that Paragus was bullshitting him when he claimed that they would escape together. But the fact that he only had a space pod big enough to seat one person, in this film he's reduced to a little more than an animal who only says Kakarot most of the time, and on one other line besides that to go on. Then in Bio Broly, where it's not even technically the real Broly, but a hideously mutated, unstable, and far less powerful bioorganic clone, he doesn't speak at all. As for the reasons for Bardock increasingly limited language, as I've already mentioned, the strained voicing the character put on Vic Magnolia plays a big role behind the scenes in the writer's decision to give the character increasingly fewer lines out of pity for Vic. Well, that's an interesting theory. I definitely agree with a lot that you had to say. It's definitely understandable where you're coming from. And also to mention real quickly, for those of you who don't know who Vic is, he voiced the character of Broly, and he also voiced the character of of one of the Elric brothers for Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So yeah. Vic is an awesome dude, and he kills it in a lot of his stuff, and he's a humongous Star Trek nerd. And on top of that, Broly is one of my favorite villains, and I definitely agree that he got debunked and more deranked, rather, that's a better way to put it, in the further movies. Like, in the first movie, he was amazing. He was the legendary Super Saiyan. How many freaking characters get that kind of title? I mean, it's freaking awesome. Second movie, he was very, very he was more animalistic, and he was very he didn't really have a goal. He was just out to destroy Goten and go on just for the sake of doing it, because of, just for the sake. And then in Bio Broly, he was just a clone, so it's not really the real freaking Broly. But that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this addition to the Super Kaioken podcast. I definitely will continue to do more episodes of the podcast. I'm so sorry that it's taken me so long to do an episode. Once again, I've just been incredibly lazy and also incredibly busy, and it's been very hard to find time to do a podcast, because usually a podcast for me takes like almost 2 hours to record, and there's not enough hours in the day to really do it amongst all the other shit I got to do and all the other shit I have to do. So I really hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely keep listening, and definitely continue to check out my YouTube channel for more content. I definitely will be making more Dragon Ball Z content as the time presents itself. I definitely will be reviewing Resurrection F and Dragon Ball Super when they end up coming out. And of course, go to my channel to subscribe if you've not done so already, and check out other DBZ content I have under my playlist, Dragon Ball Z Discussions. And of course, go back to my other Super Kaioken playlist, so you'll get other episodes of the Super Kaioken podcast, the official Dragon Ball podcast of my YouTube channel. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this specific episode, and check out my Twitter, check out my YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed. I love everyone who's commented. Keep commenting on my anime videos. I love all of them, and I'll definitely be making more anime videos that I hope you guys comment. And also subscribe, as always. Subscribe! I'm gonna stop that. Anyways, Blue Super Saiyans, Dragon Ball Super. Can't wait to see it all unfold in my face. Awesome. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed.